guys, it's Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with authors I want to give a second chance. And now some of these I have read 2 books from, and most of them I've only read 1 book from. My stack is sitting right here, so I'm trying to figure out which authors fall into which category. But these are authors that I went into the book thinking I would absolutely love it, and I didn't, but I have heard their other books are really good, so I'm gonna give them a second chance with their other books and see if I like them. I got this idea from Kayla from Books and Lala. She did a reaction video to one she did like a while ago of authors she wanted to give a second chance, and she was reacting to see if she has and what her thoughts are. So maybe I'll do a reaction video to this like a year from now once I read these authors. It was also inspired by the first author on this list because I'm not a fan, but I have a book I pre-ordered from her for the signing I'm going to go see her at, and I think I'm going to like that much more. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the authors. So this is the first time I'm talking about this book on my channel after having read it. I actually have not finished. I have 40 pages left, but I already know I hate it. I'm going to give it either a 3 or even a 2 because I just don't get why everybody's obsessed with this book, and that is Sweet Evil by Wendy Higgins. I don't get this book. The characters are, like, the main character's 16, and it's all about her having influenced people to either do drugs or alcohol or sex, and she has to, like, do that herself, and it has a lot of instances of very underage sex. Like, they're talking, like, the main guy talked about how he had to, like, corrupt a 13-year-old, and this other girl's like, yeah, well, when I was 13 they wanted to get rid of my innocence, and I'm like, hold up, like, that is not okay, and no one's ever talked about that when I've read this book. And she's 16, and the scene I just read, she is like partying it up, getting drunk, getting everybody else drunk, and I'm like, okay, if this character were a little bit older, I'd probably like this. There's nothing at all redeeming about Kai, the main guy that's supposed to be super swoon-worthy that she's interested in. He's like done nothing to make her like him, and it's super insta-lovey, and I just don't like this at all, and I don't even feel comfortable putting this in my classroom after I'm done reading it. Like, I don't want my students to read this book even though this is a teen book. Like, no. So that being said, I think like with older characters I would really like Wendy Higgins writing. Like, I'm just creeped out by the fact that this is about a 16-year-old. So I did pre-order, I'm seeing her at a Polycon, I did pre-order her newest book that I believe is either new adult or adult romance of like a Greek myth, maybe? I forget who it's about. I've heard really good things about the book from some of my friends, so I do think that I will enjoy Wendy Higgins' adult writing more, and not, it just felt very weird to me reading this book, and I just did not like it. I don't know why it has over 4-star rating. Maybe I'm just too old and appalled to be reading this book. The next author makes me super sad to say this, but I really hated Avalanche by Cambria Hebert. I think I gave it a 3-star, but it was a very low 3-star. I didn't hate it, I just didn't enjoy it. I was sent this review by her too, and this was the only book she sent me because I did not like it, and she has not sent me the rest of the series. But this one is supposed to be like a really action kind of book. She saw something like really bad happen, and so she's kind of hiding, and she's hiding out at this like resort she went to as a little kid, and like older too, because there's a boy there that she has a past with, and it just like wasn't that great of an action suspense book, and like it took a long time for something to happen, and then it ended on a cliffhanger, and I'm just like, really? Like, I didn't like the pacing. But I have heard Cambria Hebert's nerd hashtag series, the first one's Nerd, is really, really good, and that takes place in a college. I think it is about football players. I think at least the first one is, I'm pretty sure it's college, but I think that I will love her other series way more than I enjoyed this book by her. The next one, if you guys have been following me for a little bit, I think I read this book last year, and that is Carrie Ann Cole. So I own this book. It's No Tomorrow. I won this in a giveaway. I probably definitely would not have bought this. Her books are massive, so they're pretty expensive, and I read Torn by her, and I really didn't like it. It was an age gap romance, and it was between a girl and basically like her uncle figure, and it felt very not right to me. Like, I like my taboo age gap romances, but this one felt weird because he was like her uncle and she'd known him her whole life, and it just felt weird. It felt a lot like, I think I had said it was like Jacob with Renesmee in Twilight, and how he like loved her when she was a baby and just waiting for her to get to that age like he wanted her, and I was like, this is so wrong and gross. Like, it was not as believable and good as the age gap romances that I enjoy, and I like them to be a little bit older. I think she was 17 in that book. So this one though, people have not said great things about when I shared that I want it, so I don't know how I feel about this. Let me know if you have a good Carrie Ann Cole book to read that I would like. You guys know my preferences and my taste, so if you think there's a different book that I would like, let me know. I could try this. I don't know if it's a musician. He's got a guitar on the back, so. Oh, there's a dog too. I don't know if there's a dog in the book, but this is a super pretty book design-wise, so it has music notes, so I'd assume he's a musician, but I'm gonna definitely try out Carrie Ann Cole again. The next author I have is R. Scarlett, and she wrote Filthy Gods. This is the novella. It's gonna be really bad reflection, but this is the novella she wrote to preface her series that she was hyping up, but then she kind of disappeared from social media and never announced anything else about this book that she was hyping up with this novella. Everybody's reading it and obsessed with it. I thought it was trying way too hard to be like what Elle Kennedy and writes as Aaron Watt, or what Penelope Douglas writes. It was trying way too hard to be like that bad boy core group of boys who like do whatever they want in college and they're rich and just do whatever, and they're super lovable though, even though they're mean and brooding and like everybody loves them. This tried way too hard to be like that, and I didn't think it achieved it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. The main girl was really annoying, and she was like secretly poor and didn't want anybody to know, but like she had this job at this country club that his family ended up owning, and she like talked about working in a library at school, and I was like, well, wouldn't people know you were needed money if you're working on campus? And like the only reason she had a relationship with him because he was going to tell people that she was actually poor. I don't know, and nothing really made sense to me. I hated the relationship. It just like, I didn't like it, and so I didn't get the hype. But I do think that I would enjoy her other series, which I think is paranormal and is also hyped as well, but I believe I'll like that better than this. It just like felt like it was trying to be what was in right now and didn't actually really succeed at that, which I feel really bad about saying, but that's how I felt. So I just think this was way overhyped, but I do think I would enjoy her other series much more, and I don't even know when the next book in this series is going to come out. I don't know. The next author is another one that I thought was going to be like I was going to love, and that is Penny Reed. In this book, I met her, and that's why I bought this book. It's signed to me, and I didn't really like this. I just like didn't click with the characters. I didn't really like the main guy. I just felt like I was reading this forever, and I can't even remember a lot that happened in this, and so I think I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy Kissing Tolstoy by her, which was a really, really short book though, and I gave it 4 stars. But I haven't been like super impressed with her stories lately that I've read by her, the 2 that I have read, and I do think that I will really enjoy The Hooker and the Hermit, which I did buy from her when I bought this, and I thought I would like that much better, and it's like, I think it's rugby if I remember. I do think she has other books that I would like better, and I did win a copy of her other book that's blue on the cover, and it's like physics or something. I think that there's more from her that I think I would love more than this book. And the last author I have to share, I've read 1 book by her, 2 books by her actually, and I think I gave them both 4 stars, but I just wasn't impressed. This was another author I was for sure like I'm gonna love her books, it's gonna be like one of my new favorite authors, and she's not, but I think other books in her series are better, and that's Brittany C Cherry. I read Loving Mr. Daniels, super hyped book, but I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it like a 3.5, 4-star rating. I was expecting a lot more. This one, the characters just annoyed me and how much they used each other, and I think it was more the plot and not the author that I didn't enjoy. So I think that I will love more in this series. I've heard I think book 3 or 4 is the best in this series. This one, I was just like not super impressed with. It was just about 2 people who have lost people in their lives, so they use each other physically to get over that loss and to like feel close with someone else, and you know someone's gonna get hurt, and like you knew what was happening. I felt it was kind of predictable, so I wasn't that impressed, but I do think that I will enjoy her other books so much more than I enjoyed the other 2 that I have read by her. I'm praying I do. I'm gonna give her another chance and see if it's gonna end up being a 5-star read for me. And those are some authors that I want to give a second chance to and see if I really do love the books that they've written. Now, these aren't necessarily bad authors whatsoever. They're just authors that I gave a 3 or a 4-star to. I feel like if I give an author like a 2 or a 1-star, there's no way I'm going to like their books. So these are ones that I think have some chance of me loving their books. So if you have read these authors, let me know where I should start, what your favorite books by them are, and what author you have read that you kind of liked but you think you would love more. I would love to hear. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.